This is video 10 from Napoleon Hill's Positive Mental Attitude, The Secret of Success. If you would like to purchase the ebook on Amazon, please click the link at the top of the description below. It is no longer a secret that Thomas A. Edison solved many of his toughest inventive problems just the same way, by taking short cat naps and allowing his conscious mind to relax its vigil so that the subconscious mind could go to work and give him the answers he demanded. Mr. Edison followed this routine when he was so engrossed with a problem that he worked around the clock. The important point is that here are examples of two world-famous men who deliberately and with purpose of thought utilized the subconscious mind as an intermediary between their conscious minds and the eminent source of all power, infinite intelligence. It seems unnecessary to suggest that perhaps more of us could profit by their example. If these men can do this, why can't you? Have you met your other self, that power within you that is yours, for which you need no person other than yourself? You have the power within you as an individual to contact infinite intelligence for the solution of your own problems. It is a power so great that you can get anything you want in life by using it. Whatever you want in life, you are capable of obtaining. Some of the finest people, the most useful ones, have been physically unfortunate and yet have lived productive, successful lives. Charles P. Steinmetz was one of those, and the world has never known a greater genius in his field. Blair Hill was born without ears, but he was given the right sort of mental treatment in his childhood. Nature compensated for her original mistake, and now he is an unusually effective man in everything he does, especially in relating himself to other people. If there is something you don't like, some circumstance of life which you cannot entirely eliminate, you can at least change your mental attitude so that the person or circumstance does not irritate you. You have complete control over your mental attitude, and regardless of what happens to you, nothing is so important as the way you react to it through your mental attitude. When you understand more about this principle of definiteness of purpose and know how to apply it, you will make it throw out the things you don't want and make it give you the things you do want. You will find this a pretty wonderful tool to have around. Summary. To summarize this section concerning the holding of a dominant idea, plan, or purpose in the mind and transferring it to the subconscious mind under the influence of a powerful emotion, the following is very important. The outstanding characteristic of the subconscious mind is its susceptibility to suggestion. When you have arrived at a goal in life, that is, formulated in your conscious mind what you wish to get or do or be in life, if you interpret or express that plan or purpose in terms of one or more of the basic emotions, you can turn the plan over to the subconscious mind as self-suggestion, and it will release the power which will make possible the fulfillment of your plan. A strong, burning desire held persistently in the conscious mind will induce action because of the ability of the subconscious mind to receive and respond to suggestion. That burning desire is all important. It is the condition of your mind that releases voluntary action in the subconscious mind. It gives your subconscious mind raw material of a constructive nature with which to work, for your subconscious mind is operating at all times. Seventh big idea. Every brain is both a broadcasting station and a receiving set for the vibrations of thought, a fact which explains the importance of moving with definiteness of purpose instead of drifting. The brain may be so charged with definiteness of purpose that it will begin to attract the physical appearance of that purpose. Messages were transmitted and received before either Marconi or DeForest developed radio. Each of us carries around a radio in his brain. What a radio transmitter does is translates the mechanical, audible, audio vibrations of speech and music into electrical impulses of a much higher frequency, known as radio frequency, and by putting a great deal of energy behind them, pushes them through the ether until they strike the antenna of the receiving set. In the receiver, this process is reversed. It picks up the radio frequency, electrical impulses, and transforms them into mechanical vibrations of audio frequency which our ears can hear. This is, of course, a simplified explanation of how radios work. The human brain does essentially the same thing. Through some process which no one understands, except by the radio analogy, but which is perfectly natural and for which we inherently had the equipment within our brains, man has the capacity to speed up the thoughts in his mind to a high frequency and radiate them into the ether in much the same way that radio waves are broadcast. And this same brain has the power to pick up the thoughts from other minds and bring them to the conscious level. This power, known as telepathy, is very valuable and useful. For instance, in the case of the Mastermind Alliance, where the subconscious minds of the members become blended into a single mastermind power, there is exhibited a power that individual members do not possess singly. Telepathy is sometimes dangerous, as we go around every day picking up vibrations from other minds and often acting upon them, imagining that they originated within ourselves. The chief danger lies in the fact that the mass of humanity expresses a negative attitude in which the average person is continually releasing thoughts of poverty, ill health, lack of harmony in human relations, desires for revenge and hatred. We must develop techniques to protect ourselves from accepting these negative thoughts into our own consciousness. Definiteness of purpose, knowing what you want, where you're going, and how you're going to get there, and persistently maintaining a positive mental attitude are the safest and surest ways to guard against the constant barrage of negative thoughts being hurled at you from all sides. Here are two simple techniques to use to keep your mind positive at all times. The first one you should use in the morning when you get up. When you wake up and get out of bed, these thoughts might come to you. I guess the weather won't be so good today. It looks foggy and cold out there. Or I don't feel so good today. I'm in for some bad luck. If these thoughts should come to you, say immediately to your other self, I don't want any of these ideas in here. Tell them to get out and stay out. And then turn your mind to your plans and purposes for the day. Soon it will be filled with the things you are going to do, that you will have no place for worry or fear, or to conjure up any limitations for yourself. In other words, your mind is hitting on all its cylinders for the rest of the day. Work out a technique for getting yourself into a positive frame of mind for the day, and a way to keep yourself on the beam. There are 3 imaginary walls of outer defense you should keep around your ego at all times. Starting with the outside one and working inward, the first wall should be high enough to keep away the people who really have no business getting to you and taking your time. This outer wall has several doors in it, and it is not too difficult for anyone to enter at times. If a person can establish a reasonable right to your time, open one of the doors and let him in, but he has to establish that right first. The next wall is very much taller, and there is only one door in it, which should be watched closely. The number of persons who get in through that door is comparatively small. Before that door swings open to admit anyone, he must have established the fact that he has something which you want, or that you and he have something in common which will be mutually helpful. The third and final wall is so tall that no person in the world should ever be allowed to scale it, and there isn't any door to it at all. Throw a protective wall around your own mind. Have a place where you can retire to yourself, where you can commune with the infinite intelligence. One of the greatest tragedies of this civilization in which we live is that there are too many people rubbing elbows and getting into each other's hair. The subject of this section, the capacity of man to communicate with others by mental telepathy, gives a hint that mankind, in general, may be on the threshold of a whole new idea of possibilities when he learns how to control and direct his mental faculties. In this philosophy of achievement, we may be the vanguard, we may be the pioneers, as it were, in a practical adaptation of mental psychic forces to the accomplishment of our purposes in life. Through definiteness of purpose, we can harness these tremendous powers for the attainment of any worthwhile objective. If you take possession of your own mind, then worry will have to look for another boarding place. This completes the video. If you would like to purchase the ebook on Amazon, please click the link at the top of the description below.